Rolex is without a doubt the most prominent and well-known luxury watch brand of the planet. Rolex is believed to be synonymous with success and reputation. And with only a century of invention, craftsmanship, and pushing the frontiers of luxury timepiece design, Rolex has been one of the greatest luxury timepieces available, combining utility with breathtaking elegance. And we have decided to go into a few Rolex watch facts that you'll probably aren't aware of. So now let's gather up here and as we shed a light to 10 things you didn't know about Rolex. If you're ready to find out what are these, then make sure to stay until the end of this video. Click like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for more amazing videos like this one. Coming at number 1, Rolex first started in London. Today, Rolex is mainly a Swiss company, despite being actually founded in London by a German and a Brit. Brothers-in-law Hans Wilsdorf and Alfred Davis originally started by putting movements into cases for jewelers under the pseudonym Wilsdorf and Davis. Many people are unaware that Rolex began as a watchmaker in London in 1905. They used to import Swiss watch components and put them into English watch casings at the start of this fine brand. They closed their British office in 1919 and returned to Geneva, Switzerland, due to wartime taxes levied on luxury imports. Number 2. No one actually knows what Rolex means. The Rolex name was registered in 1908. However, prior to this, the company's name was Wilsdorf and Davis. Many watchmakers believe the word originated from the French term horloge exquise, which means exquisite clockwork, but this was not the real case. According to creator Hans Wilsdorf, the name of this watch does not have any fancy explanation. This name was chosen because it was brief, looked well on a wristwatch, and was simple to speak in any language. So yeah, if you're wondering what Rolex means, it meant nothing. It just, sounds expensive. Every Rolex is handmade. Yep, you've heard it right. Every Rolex watch is handmade. Furthermore, each Rolex watch takes around a year to produce. This may sound a little exaggerated, but it's still true until today. Resisting in a competitive market is quite tricky. You must always expand your horizons, and Rolex recognized this from the start. In Switzerland, artisans meticulously create each watch by hand. Each watch is given a great deal of thought and care to guarantee that it meets Rolex's high standards. After all of the components for a Rolex watch have been manufactured, they are generally hand-assembled and then put through a rigorous quality assurance procedure. And since it's all handmade, there is no surprise that Rolex has its own foundry. Rolex is a company that does things a lot differently from its competitors. Rolex calls this the Rolex way. An in-house foundry makes all the gold for Rolex watches. This ensures that all gold used for the production of Rolex watches have a consistent look and quality. Unsurprisingly, Rolex is the only watchmaker that makes their own gold. 5th, Rolex headquarters are incredibly secured. The spacious Rolex headquarters located in Switzerland has put any high-level security prison to shame in terms of security. The brand houses ever-rose gold bars worth $1 million, so it won't be a surprise that the headquarters are more secure than a maximum security prison. We're talking about fingerprint scans for all its employees, bank vault doors, iris scanners that identify you via your eyes, and unmarked armored trucks to move Rolex parts from location to location. To say that the crown is protected would somehow seem to be an understatement. Another mind-blowing fact is that all Rolex watches undergo a pressure test. Since all Rolex watches are carefully handmade with their in-house production of materials to perfect their timepieces, Rolex see to it that their products are beyond great quality. Rolex places each watch in a sensitive air pressure chamber to test for potential air leaks. If the medical-grade optical sensor finds any condensation or water infiltration, the watch is altogether scrapped. And did you know that the day wheel of the Rolex Day Date is available in 26 languages? The Day Date, introduced in 1956, was the world's first wristwatch to display the day of the week in its entirety. surpassing the renowned Datejust. The Day-Date is the crown jewel of the Rolex collection, available in gold or platinum and paired with the specially built presidential bracelet. The inaugural Rolex Day-Date came in a 36mm oyster case made of solid 18-karat gold, with a double calendar functionality and a 3-piece president bracelet. The features of the Rolex President Day-Date have evolved through its history, but the following key components remain. The day wheel on the Day-Date President is available in the following 26 languages: English, Spanish, Arabic, German, Chinese, Danish, Basque, Catalan, Ethiopian, Finnish, French, Greek, Hebrew, Dutch, Indonesian, Italian, Japanese, Latin, Moroccan, Norwegian, Farsi, Polish, Portuguese, Russian, Swedish, and Turkish. Another key feature of the Rolex is that they make use of the 4 ones instead of a 1-5 Roman numerals on their dials. Roman numerals are one of the most classical designs found on clocks and watches. As far as we can go back in history, there have always been clocks, pocket watches, and wristwatches with Roman numerals on the dials. But what is up with Rolex that they prefer this than the traditional Roman numeral style 4, which is IV? This is simply because the 3 I's is known as the watchmaker's 4. 3 is aesthetically pleasing and creates a symmetrical visual balance. Luxury is one of South Africa's most trusted luxury resellers. Whether you want to buy or sell a timepiece, we're your go-to. And the last possible explanation is the most rational of them all, and thus probably the most plausible too. Commonly, clocks and watches display the time on 12 hours. 12 numerals are thus printed on their dials. At number 9, a fact that is somehow, unsurprisingly surprising. Rolex does not pay corporate income taxes. Rolex is owned by the private Hans Wilsdorf Foundation, which is registered as a charity and does not pay corporate income taxes. The foundation is a trust which will survive in perpetuity and will continue to be funded as long as Rolex is making a profit. And now for the last fact about the esteemed Rolex that we have listed for you. You may find this one a little shocking, but did you know that Rolex was able to help solve a murder case? After a businessman got murdered, the killer forgot to take his Rolex off and dumped the body in a river. When the police found the body after 2 weeks, the only way that the police were able to identify the body was through the Rolex that was still working. Since the high-end watch company keeps meticulous records of the sales and servicing of their timepieces, and they built them to last, even after being submerged in seawater for 2 weeks, Platt's watch could still give up its secrets. Its serial number told police that the owner was Ronald Joseph Platt, but that was just the beginning of the information to be gleaned from the watch. Rolex watches include the date as well as the time on their faces, and their batteries last about 2 days when they are inactive. Using the date on the watch and calculating the length of time it was inactive, police established the time of the murder practically down to the second. Awesome, right? These are just 10 things you probably haven't heard about Rolex. Which one has blown your mind? Comment down below what shocked you the most, and you may even add some of the secrets you know about the crown. If you've enjoyed this video, please give this a like and make sure that you subscribe and turn on the notification bell of this channel for more amazing videos in the future. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye.